let me call your attention to something at the top of the program. Because we would scoff at this if it was done in AEW. And at the same point, while it was done more seriously here and more shot, somewhat more well done, etc. I still, they're gonna burn this thing out with the bloodline, or they're gonna lose this thing, as the guys used to say when they were complaining to the booker. We're gonna lose this thing. The bloodline come into the arena earlier, and they're in the back, and they're having to come through a metal detector, like they're entering the courthouse or whatever. And they want to be seen as, or portrayed as, malevolent, gangstas, whatever. So Tama Tonga comes through first, and he kind of blows off the guy trying to pat him down. And then Tonga Loa comes there, get away from me. But Jacob Fatu comes through, sets the thing off, and when the guy goes to pat him down, he headbutts him and super kicks him and beats up the other guys, and boom, boom, boom. All right, and normally I would say bullshit, and I have to say bullshit here, even though it looked better than normal when these things are done, except for Jacob Fatu needs to quit doing these fucking headbutts, because it's his go-to. It's his nervous tick now in a match. If he's not ready to do the next other thing he's going to do, he's going to headbutt a guy, or the headbutt backstage. They don't look that good. He's got so many things that he can do that look amazing. Unless he's going to draw back and really headbutt the motherfucker, which I don't recommend, he needs to drastically cut back on him. But if you've got him, the reason why that he has gotten over more quickly than anybody else in the Bloodline saga has gotten over when they were first introduced is because he can do all that impressive stuff, and they have had him do it to top main event talent. But if they start making him another one of these regular guys that is doing way too much bullshit back in the back to people, if they want to get him over as a real life tough guy, let him snatch a motherfucker by the neck and intimidate him and shove him down on his ass. But he doesn't have to do super kicks to the goddamn staff. Do you see where I'm going with this? It takes a level of believability away from him that his talent gives him.
In general, I've never been a big fan of certain headbutts. Sometimes it looks good. Rhea Ripley makes it always look and sound good, but that's a different way than most people have ever done it. But like the headbutt off the top rope onto an opponent, to me that's something that, as a fan, I never like, because it just doesn't look, it has to be explained, because it doesn't look like the head's just bonking off the head. It looks like the head's hitting something else. I haven't noticed that Jacob Fatu's been overdoing it. Obviously, you saw him at the beginning of his career. You're pretty well aware.
I'm talking about just what I saw in this show and just the last couple of weeks, whether he's in an angle or in a match, a transition thing. If he's dropped an elbow on a guy, he might pick the guy up and just do the headbutt to him as he's going back to tag or whatever. But it's a lot of them, and they don't look stunning. And it's a smaller move. If he was going to fucking grab a guy by his hair with his left hand and rear back like goddamn, one of the 60s fucking guys, and do the big, cocoa butt, boom, maybe okay. But just these little short headbutts from this otherwise incredibly impressive guy, I think it's a crutch he's using. He's relying, punch the guy at least. Because it's easier for the people in the cheap seats to see when you punch than when you're doing those little tight fucking headbutts. It's a little picadillo, but nevertheless, I think the problem is also not the headbutts. That's a minor chap of my ass. But the main thing is they can't start having Jacob actually come out and start burning people's house down or whatever. because he's got some credibility and some believability, but I don't want him to just do too much of this, where people go, yeah. You know what I mean, man?